Let's have a conversation about second-hand used MLD equipment. I'm not quite sure what this aberration is here, but it sure as heck isn't MLD, and it sure as hell is pretty useless. So if anyone is buying second-hand used MLD stuff, if you're getting black, skinny, ridiculous lines like this that are like particularly pathetic and short, it's not original MLD, even if the actual thing is. Someone's probably kept the lines that MLD send out, kept them for themselves, and then sold on the tarp or the pyramid or something. Genuine MLD line is yellow. He does have some black, but mostly sends out yellow, sometimes yellow with this little reflective stuff inside. And when you cut it, then there's white reinforcement inside. So that is genuine MLD lines. And just another thing to note, I noticed that a lot of people think that they are cleverer, no more than Ron at MLD. I can absolutely assure you that they know absolute jack shit compared to Ron when it comes to lines and putting these ridiculous skinny lines on. If MLD are supplying these lines, use these lines. Don't put thinner ones on because they will slip and they will not work. Also, another interesting thing, this, I borrowed this from my friend. This is a Super Monk. Now I have asked Ron for one of these, which at some point I'm sure he will oblige. So this Super Monk has been dispatched, used to my friend with this stuff on. What we're going to do, we're going to see whether this can be pitched, you know, like this. So we'll have a little look and see, you know, what they've done. First thing I notice is the Monk tarp. It's a rectangular tarp, and it's slightly different to the Grace Duo. The Grace Duo is a shaped tarp and is better pitched in a traditional A-frame, whereas the Monk tarp I think is better pitched in a lean-to configuration, lengthwise at the back, and then two poles at the front so that you have a big front opening. You can certainly pitch it in an A-frame as well. And I'm suspecting, given that he's put this lines here in a corner and they're midway and they're in a corner, I'm thinking, but there is a problem with this setup. Whoever has lined this, and it certainly isn't my friend because he's bought it like this, it's going to be impossible. We will not be able to pitch this. Let's have a look and see what happens when you try to pitch a used tarp from people who know absolutely nothing about MLD stuff. It breaks my heart to see MLD stuff messed around like this. Let's have a look. So I've got 2 pegs and we've got some more pegs there. All right, so if we put a peg there and we'll put a peg there, and then, so this tarp has been supplied with 4 lines, and we are going to pitch it as supplied. And we're not gonna, can you spot the deliberate error that this Muppet has sacrificed this tap on? Oh God. Okay, well, quite clearly, if you want to buy second hand that resembles a tap, obviously what you have bought is a very expensive ground sheet. Welcome to the MLD Super Monk ground sheet, because that's all you can do with this, because they haven't supplied another line. Oh no, he's put one line here, which isn't even on the door line. So he's put, oh my God. All right, let's have a look what they've done. So, all right, let's be careful. So, they've used that side as a door, whereas ideally, the label would be the door. So yeah, so that would normally be the door where the label is, and whoever's lined it up, they've put obviously whoever lined it up likes back entrance, likes back entrances, because that's there, and you're certainly not going to be able to, you know, unless you're a little midget and you've got a tiny, with what they've supplied, you know, a tiny pole there, you know, can we get, you know, if you imagine you got that there, you know, you might, I know I'm taking the piss, but that's really pretty pathetic, really. So whoever supplied this hasn't supplied the original lines, hasn't supplied enough lines to pitch it. I think my friend was expecting, because he knew that lines were attached, we were thinking of actually having a pitch of this to see what it's like, but we can't pitch it. And obviously if someone does buy something second-hand used, you better make sure that you have a jolly good look at it before you go out with it, because you might think you've got enough lines. Go on.
Luckily I've got a hank of Ron's yellow line. I've got some spare ones.
Right.
I bought a load of them.
Yeah, so
they do them as 80 foot, don't they?
that's right, yeah.
A couple of them. I don't know if it was last time or the time before when I bought some stuff off him. So, but I didn't even look at this. Literally, it came the day that I come down to meet you, and I just sort of chucked it in the car.
Put it in, yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter. It was only an add-on to do something, an activity to do while we were here. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It doesn't make any difference to us, because we've obviously got we've got the tents and tarps and everything else. Oh yeah. No, it makes no difference to us.
But I can't understand why. It's not like gold dust, is it? That Ron's.
No.
Why you would want to swap that out? Even included a bit of Lawson wire, which I've got loads of that as well. But I don't know, strange, isn't it? Yeah.
So this is a Super Monk. I can't say anything about it because we can't pitch it. So once I get mine from Ron, we will be able to pitch a Super Monk properly. I was hoping that it would have had lines on it that we would have been able to pitch it, but whoever sold it hasn't supplied the original lines, so we can't pitch it. So anyone that buys second-hand used MLD stuff, you know, due diligence, check out what lines are supplied, why it isn't supplied, if they kept it, And if you do have to get some, 2.7mm lines is what is highly recommended, not stupid, thin, skinny lines that are highly likely to or will slip. You know, this stuff has been made for the last, what, 15, 20 years or something, and is tried and tested. I think people come along today, think that they're God's gift and that they're going to try something new, and they think they're going to try something that hasn't been tested in ever, and it's probably been tested to death. And thin lines, they don't work. They're useless. But one day I will have a Super Monk, we will pitch it, we will camp in it, and we will see how we get on. But to be fair, it actually does look quite nice. If we bring that one in there, and if we bring that one in there, it doesn't. No, it looks in very good condition. And then if you imagine, that's really probably the best way to pitch this. And obviously the back's loose because I haven't pitched it properly, but you know, you've got an absolute acre of space in there, and you could probably go scoop back quite a bit of a way in there and have, you know, a decent amount of room under there. It's a shame whoever you had this didn't use it properly, because that's I think my friend, once he gets some proper lines on it, should be able to get some decent use out of that. It looks a really nice.
I love a tart.
Yeah, you love a tart. Can't beat a good tart. So yeah, I know you. Oh, I know you said tart because you're polite. I said tart because I'm an immature animal. But yes, I think that looks nice if it's pitched properly. Thanks very much for. In fact, if you hold that there, I tell you what. If you hold, we're still filming. If you hold there and here, I can use you. So my friend is now acting as poles, and then we can get under cover, and I can demonstrate that I can sit up under here. Okay, we need to pitch it really properly. This maybe isn't a very bad weather
Good longer lines there.
But yeah, I mean, if you have good long lines and it's properly set up, obviously the back's loose, that would need tidying up obviously, but you know, you can imagine you've got acres of space under here. I can lie down here and I've got plenty of room.
But I would use it where the emblem is. At the front.
Yeah, because someone's pitched it. Someone likes asses and has put the line at the back. So someone likes asses and pitched it bum there. But yeah, so if you're if you're straight, you're not bent. If you're not bent, then the front is where the emblem is, back here.
And is it just a plain rectangle?
It's a plain rectangle, yeah. So it is a rectangle. It's just a little bit bigger than the Monk that I have.
And you've done it inside out as well, haven't you?
Oh no, I wouldn't get it wrong. No, it's the right way. That's the outside, because what's...
Oh really? I
yeah.
thought these were like...
No, because you've got...
oh, you've got those in there.
Because you've got those of the inside.
What's the purpose of these?
Well, I think there are two things. One, if you wanted to, you could put front and back, you know, as an A-frame, and then you could you know, tie it there.
To a line that's attached.
Or if you wanted to, you could
have a ridge line going through.
You could have a ridge line, or you know, you could pitch it. You know, you could pitch it like this. You know, to just, but to be, again, they're really not needed. But you know, it's a tarp, so you can play around with it, but it's still on bungee, so
it's bigger than the single grace, isn't it?
Yes.
It's between the single grace and the grace duo, isn't it?
I would say it's between the single grace and the grace duo. Yeah. I think the grace duo is bigger. Yeah. I would say
the grace duo is definitely bigger, so I've got one.
Yeah. The back is probably the same width as the grace duo, but the front of the grace duo is wider.
This guy was probably, the way you were holding it just then, I think he was doing like, you know the way you'd kind of do a cricket or a trail, like have a pole here.
Yes.
Because he had one of those hoods that he'd give me. I've got a couple of them anyway, them cups.
Right.
And so I could see a pole being here and a line running.
Yeah. So you could pitch it.
It is, you know, like that, and then.
Yeah, you can pitch it.
That's a reasonable.
You can pitch it.
I think that's
but
let's
see, Bella.
Bella, will you eat my dinner?
Bella, come on.
Oh, Bella. Is it
yes.
good or does it taste shit?
I mean, to be fair, you can pitch it with one line, you know, at the front there, and you can pitch it lighter and have a narrow door.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful if you pitch it with a narrow door that it would probably be fairly high and just not in strong winds, because then you'd have too much pressure, as I learnt to my cost. You know, too much pressure pushing down on that. But if you were in a forest or a sheltered area, then yes, you could pitch it. You could pitch it like that too. So, while my friend takes a photograph.
Oh, you still bloody filming?
We're still filming. While my friend takes a photograph, we will sign off, and thank you very much. Cheerio everybody. It's good night, yeah, good night from me and good night from him. And good night from the four-legged friend as well. Thanks everybody.